Oh boy, it's cold. Morning. Groovified coming to you today from my Grooviverse. I wanted to share with you something that I've been writing in my journal today involving our consciousness. Wow, look at this view, guys. Look at that view. I wanted to share my ideas about consciousness, about what it is, and what it's about. I think about consciousness in so many ways, and some of us may think of it as our soul, our spirits, or maybe something very fundamental as just, our thoughts, the way how we think and live. We still, even to this day, can't really put a full definition in terms of what exactly is consciousness. And though there may be some standardizations of how consciousness is perceived, but what really is consciousness? And we all have our own definitions on that. And I think that's what's important, because if we were to look at the scale of consciousness as if it was the universe, to compare it to a beach, and the beach has all these fine small grains of sand which represents us, our physical minds. It's kind of big if you think about it, that consciousness is so vast and wide, and that we're just like a small speck of sand on that beach. But by saying that, it's not supposed to make us feel insignificant or small, because our minds can be very powerful, full of knowledge, and we expand ourselves in many ways to help us fill in that space that is our universe, that space as vast as that beach, as our minds are as the size of grain of sand. And we try to find ways to tap into it. We have technology, drugs, pharmaceuticals, food, ways of life to find ways of how we can tap and maybe even communicate to our consciousness. And I believe there's no wrong way of doing that. I do believe, though, that when we do want to tap into our consciousness, we have to kind of humble ourselves to help us listen, because as physical beings, we have a lot to say. As humans, we have many things to say and think about. We like to make our voices heard. We like to make our podcasts. We like to sing our songs, play our music. We have lots of ways to express ourselves, but sometimes we also need to kind of step back just a little bit and visualize ourselves that size as the small grain of sand, and at that point we will then be able to actually humble ourselves and be able to center ourselves and be able to listen. Because even though how powerful the universe can be, especially our consciousness, I think that the consciousness likes to sit back a little bit and just kind of listen to us. And I think we can really harness that energy using maybe meditation, something that can help us expand our knowledge to come up with a vision that we can listen, and the cosmic consciousness that is the universe. One thing for sure is that there's going to be a lot of people who also probably preach that, I'm super connected already. I'm super connected, and I already have my peace with the universe. I have my energies. I have my own method of honing into our consciousness, and I think that's great. People like to share those experiences, but when people say something like that, like, I've already got this, I've already got that, I have my own method of doing this, I think that it doesn't really close the gap and make it even any closer for them to experience consciousness, or even to tap into consciousness, because there's always the one question that kind of defeats it all. No matter how many years of experience one person may have, no matter how many techniques that they believe that they've accomplished in order to achieve consciousness, there's always the question, what if? And if you really truly believe that question, what if? I honestly think that can bring us one step closer to helping us reach that enlightenment, that openness and communication. Even though I say that our brains, our physical beings, is the size of a grain of sand on that beach, that is our universe and consciousness, we're able to withhold infinite amounts of data, knowledge, experience, inspiration, abilities, and power, all within these small little minds. And I say that so lovingly because it's amazing of what we are able to accomplish. And if we're able to actually kind of use these abilities to help us listen and learn, then we can actually tap into that energy and then tap into the power of consciousness and be able to make a new connection with the universe. And consciousness can be either separate entities, it could also be one single entity. We may never know the actual answer. And again, it comes back to the whole thing about what if? What if the universe is one single consciousness, or there's multiple consciousness in different alternate realities that we still haven't even tapped? And as technology grows and the way how we change our lives because of how we use technology to help us connect each other, to help us expand our health and the way we think, I think that we can achieve this. Because to me, I always think of that question, what if? And as long as I keep that with me, my pursuit of knowledge will be never ending. And I think that's what's beautiful about all of us, is that if we continue to expand our knowledge and continue to grow and wanting to learn, no matter how old we are, no matter how long we trekked on this earth, we can achieve so much together. We can reach new heights of enlightenment and then be able to share this experience to where we can all walk in harmony and not have to worry about all these issues that are going along the world, and be able to come finally into peace and harmony with each other. And I think that's one of the biggest adventures that we need to tackle. But until we can actually do something as simple as communicating with the universe, discovering how we can tap into our energies, and learning more about consciousness, it's going to be a very long road. I wish everybody a good morning. Namaste. And thank you very much for listening to what I had to say. Thank you very much. Have a good morning and a good week. That is so beautiful.